Hi Warriors, I'm Melody and I'm here to help you find the light in your autoimmune disease through nutrition, lifestyle, and your mindset habits. And this week, it's Thanksgiving. And I want to share with you my top 5 tips on how to navigate through the holidays, through Thanksgiving, and end up flare-free and still find joy in your days all around it. So, my first tip for you is to plan ahead. And yes, this may sound obvious, but planning ahead isn't something I always had in mind. So, planning ahead means going on Google, going on Pinterest, looking for recipes, looking at what could taste good for you. But my side tip for this is to make sure that you try your meal ahead of time. It's happened to me one too many times where I think a recipe looks amazing and I try it out and I'm like, oh, this was not good. This was not for me. And now my recommendation for myself and also you guys is to try your meals ahead of time. So when the big day comes, when the big holidays come, you can just have a really happy day, not overly stressed that your food doesn't taste the way you wanted it to. So try it beforehand so you end up really happy the day of. My next tip for you is if you're going over to a loved one's house, are you making sure that the person preparing your food for you is completely knowledgeable of what they should stay away from, what's going to help you, and are they aware of what happens to you if certain things end up in your food? And it's not overstepping. It's a way to make sure that everyone's happy and healthy the day of, and who knows, maybe you'll inspire them to even try it for themselves. Maybe they'll even like this way of cooking even better. Who knows? You know, you're gonna be the example that inspires. I promise you that. My next recommendation is maybe you order a food delivery service. At least for me, I have been on the paleo style diet for about 10 years now. And 10 years ago, there was no such thing as a meal delivery service for holidays. So for Thanksgiving, there are meal delivery services out there. So if it's in your budget, maybe that's a way to take another stressor off of your life and just have your meals just shipped to you. So you don't even have to think about it, just have to heat it up and you're good to go. My next recommendation for you is to make sure you're setting your boundaries with yourself beforehand. So it's in your head and it's in your mind and you're being mindful for what happens when someone says, oh, it's just one bite. It's not gonna hurt. And I feel like I'm human too. And throughout these 10 years, I had to learn my own lessons of what happens when I have that one bite. But so you have it in your head beforehand. So you're going into this with the mindset of, I'm gonna be completely flare-free by the end of this. And the next week, I'm going to feel my best, even with all this food around me. But another tip that I've learned for myself is if there's going to be my favorite food there. So let's say it's a pumpkin loaf for you. Is there a dessert recipe that you can make at home that is flare-free? You can bring it for yourself. So when those temptations are in front of you, you have your own go-to, your own delicious pumpkin loaf or pudding or jello or whatever it may be on Thanksgiving or any other holiday. You have your go-to, you have your own dessert, so you're not tempted. But I know there still will be temptations. There still will be outside people trying to tempt you. Just stay strong. You got this. And set your boundaries with other people too. Tell them, I eat this way because I don't want to have this symptom next week. I don't want to end up having it be really hard for me to walk or not being able to see or just pins and needles on my body. Whatever it may be for you. Maybe it's rashes. Maybe it's brain fog. Whatever symptom pops up for you, just politely tell them, like, this happens to me if I have that right now. Yes, sure, I want it, but this is why I do this. Again, you're gonna be the example that inspires so many people. Stay strong, you got this, and have a great holiday. And if your next holiday is Thanksgiving, have an amazing Thanksgiving.